Welcome back. You already know it's Frederick the Mayor. I come with different layers and I never get to say my prayers, and I hope you don't either. You already know the vibes. We're gonna get right into this. This is Antonio Talks, and he gets called out for being a black supremacist. I don't even know if you could do that because you would have to have a certain type of money and a certain type of stature to be a supremacist. Most people don't even know black people can't even be racist because you need money and power, and you need to be able to impose on another culture. In our culture, don't have the money or the power to be either, because we can only be prejudiced, we can only have hate, and we can only have disregard. But to be supremacist is even higher than racist. So it's by definition it's untrue. So that being said, Antonio Talks is one of my favorite YouTubers. I listen to him all the time. And honestly, I relate to the topics he likes to choose, and giving black people a safe space to come and get away from things and talk about things that really matter to us.
Goals in mind when I created these YouTube channels. My first one was to obviously call out all of the racism and bigotry against black people. And for two, I wanted to create a safe space, for my black people. We are living in a time age that is very racist. From gaming, from being on social media. If you're black, you're going to get hit with some type of racism. So we on TikTok, and take a look at this video's caption. When the beer starts tasting like everyone around me should know my opinion on black people.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Guess how many likes this little video has? 1.7 million. Nearly 2 million people openly don't like black people.
Now, this is true in 2025 till now, 2026. The racism that's been happening online is at an all-time high, and it's crazy. And I don't know if it's coming from both sides. You got the black people hating black people, and then you got the white people openly hating black people, and black people who are unwilling to even say anything about it or stand up for it.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So I give Antonio Talks a lot of props, a lot of props. Shouts out to Antonio Talks. And he's a positive YouTuber. I wonder why the algorithm has to make you some type of negative figure for you to be like for you to really, really blow up on YouTube. But Antonio Talks does a very good job of keeping his story compelling and keeping you engaged. So that's why a lot of people watch him. And I just feel like this is a problem and it needs to be dealt with. And look how many people are engaging in this. And this is a point he's definitely gonna go into right now.
100,000 shares, bro. As black people, I try to tell y'all to stay on code, because even your white friend, who's to say they didn't like this video and share it? They may think you one of the good ones. So my thing is, man, I do videos calling out racism, talking about racism. And when I speak on these things, I'm very passionate about it. So at times when I'm calling out racism, people tend to think that I'm racist. Or better yet, a new term, y'all. They have been calling me a black supremacist. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I low-key take being called a black supremacist as a compliment. In this time period, man, we have so many kiss-ups, so many raccoons, so many black sellouts that yearn for white approval, and I will just never be that. So I would rather you think that I'm a black supremacist instead of one of the good ones, okay? Now we're gonna be reacting to a video today. The video title is Black Supremacy is Worse Than Ever. Divine Monkey Podcast.
Stop it. Get some help.
Number 5. That is a very weird name. I don't know if he's trying to be racist, but 17 views, not many people watched it. Let's watch the video.
What is up, YouTube? So today I really wanted to have some fun. Merry Christmas, by the way. I had a great Christmas.
I'm not gonna lie, is it me or do he kind of look mixed? Maybe it's just the lighting. I don't know.
Because what is the greatest type of celebrations to be talking about on Boxing Day? Racism. Racism. We're going to be looking at a racist today. His name is Antonio Speaks or Talks. I don't remember, whatever the fuck it is. I'm giving him a free endorsement right now.
Get out of here, man. I'm saying.
So you're welcome, Antonio.
Thanks, by the way, bro. I really appreciate the shout out. Okay.
He's been called out before for being a racist grifter, and he made a debunk video and called the dude who called him racist because he was calling a black person racist.
No, in the video, what he's talking about is, I'll put it on the screen, but the dude in the video was talking about me cherry picking, when all I did was show all of the mass shooters that happened in September. He said I was just picking out white people, when that is exactly what black fatigue videos are. You just point out black crime. So I was doing the same thing, but for white people.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So like I said, they hate when you get the same energy back. I'm on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? Love MLK, but we on Malcolm X time. Okay?
Bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
And of course, he is a liberal.
I'm not a liberal. I would say I'm like left leaning with shit, but also I support the Second Amendment, right? All my brothers stay strapped. I mean, the Black Panther Party, they were leftists, so I'll just align with more of them. Not a liberal.
Stop it. Get some help.
Identity politics focus, doesn't care about unity or getting the people together. He cares about black.
Yes, we have to stop with this fake false unity thing. Yeah.
I gotta say, I really like the approach he's taking to this video. He's doubling down on it. Well, if you're gonna call me this, this is what it is. And guess what? Antonio Talks, I'm down with you. You're not the only one. Holla. Cause it is what it is, man. We got too many people that just like it's not being racist to be proud of who you are. And I actually heard that from a white person that says that he's AB up north. He didn't stay there long, but he was AB. And I was talking to this particular dude, and he was like, "Yeah, AB members, we're not racist. We just think we're the best and we're the most supreme. We don't hate you guys. We just think we're better."
Stop it. Get some help.
That was his perspective. That's the perspective. Now, black people, we have our own perspective. And now Antonio Talks is speaking up and talking for a lot of black people's perspective that don't have the heart or probably the ability to articulate it the way he does and give people something to listen to and like, comment, and share as well. So let's continue. Shouts out to Antonio once again.
Yeah, everybody should be together. But bruh, if that's going to happen, white people got to be accountable. Let me bring up a hypocrisy right fast. White people, they love talking about ancient Greece, ancient Rome. They accomplished all these things. But when you go back just a few years ago to when, you know, slavery or even Jim Crow, all that type of stuff, they never want to take accountability for that. Oh, it wasn't us. It wasn't our people, but y'all want to take credit for Rome and Greece?
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Have the same energy. You know what I'm saying? They love screaming accountability, but America has never been accountable. Where are reparations? If you're going to be accountable and we can move past what happened, okay, help us out. Like Malcolm X said, you stab somebody in the back and you pull it out a few inches. That isn't, you know what I'm saying? That isn't helping. You have to sew up the wound. You have to repair the wound. And the step of us doing that is shit, reparations. If you feel like black people gonna blow that money, it is what it is. At least you can say you did it. Did y'all know that these motherfuckers paid slave owners? They gave the slave owners reparations, y'all.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Because yeah, we sorry for making you give up black people their rights. We're gonna pay you, but you didn't. Hey, bro. Hey, he don't want to get into it, dog. That's
Yes. This is something that's true, man. If you go look up your history, you'll find out that, you know, it was a problem for slave owners to have to give up their slaves because if you're a black man in this country, you got to know your power. You are U.S. currency. And this country was built on our backs for a reason. So a green dollar ain't the money, my man. A black man in jail is the money because we do all of the free labor in the small towns. A black man in the world is the money because we are work for reasonable pay in the big towns. And if compensated correctly, we'll do more than a good job. Sometimes, in most cases, you got black people that totally turn their back on their people for the amount of money they can make in their positions just to hold their positions down. So they become loyal to the position. So even if you go that route, black people are even more loyal in those spaces. Don't even go to the black women.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
So Antonio being passionate about this subject and standing up for black people is in no way racist and is no way him acting as a black supremacist. Although he did double down and say that he aligns with some of his thoughts closer towards the Black Panther Party. That's up for debate. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about Antonio and his stance on standing up for who he is. And this is not about race, because if it was your race, what would you do? How would you feel if people were talking about you, right?
We do not care.
Because we can't always say, oh, he needs to be different or he needs to be different. And then you got millions of people over here doing the same thing, sharing the same thoughts, you know, piggybacking off everything. And the fact that he's giving this young man with 17 views so much play, I think In hindsight, Antonio Talks is actually doing a young man a disservice. He should have just probably played the audio and covered the video, because now you make the racism more popular.
We don't do that here.
And now more kids will go and probably subscribe to his page. So if I was Antonio, I would have watched that part of the game. But other than that, I'm totally standing with my man, the so-called, nah, he's not a black supremacist. He's not that. But Antonio, he speaks for the people.
That's all he cares about. And he says, "Oh, I don't hate the white people," but literally everything he has to say about white people is negative. Every white person who says it's not bad to be white, he calls them racist. Just like the most infuriating person I've ever seen on the internet.
And that's what I want. That's my goal of this channel, to make y'all racist motherfuckers mad. Y'all think I give a fuck about y'all? No. You don't gotta watch my videos. Click off. That's my goal. Yo, go watch a Black Fatigue video. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta click on my videos.
Like the incarnation of what black stereotypes are like. Like, I'm the victim. We're the victim. We in the black community. We're the victim.
All I'm doing is calling out the wrongdoings. You know what's funny, y'all? When people like Nick Fuentes get online and say, "Oh, the white population is dying," or "They're killing us," they're doing that. That isn't victim mentality. But when we call up factual things that happen and actual injustices that are happening, I'm the victim. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
It's just like, I wish I could just like reach through this.
Now, as entertaining as it may be, I think Antonio should not have engaged with this young man. This young man has his whole life in his room. As you can see behind him, if let's go look at this. Let's go look. If you can see behind the young man in his room, he has everything he needs for his imagination in his room. So he's in front of his computer, he's doing YouTube. And now Antonio just made him a little bit more famous, because I would have never knew who this kid was if it wasn't for Antonio, right? So now this kid is using his imagination, what he's been told, what he's been taught, and now he's regurgitating and putting it back to the world. If I was Antonio, I would respond to a similar type of video, but this wouldn't have been the video I would have responded to, just because the young man could still, at some point of his life, figure out that he's wrong. Like, he's not making the right decisions. These videos is bad, horrible. Not to say that it's okay, but when you're this age, it's important for us to understand these are learned behaviors. If he's this age talking like this is really not him talking. It's someone that's close to him saying all these things. So that's the problem I have with Antonio. Antonio should have probably left this one alone, for the simple fact that, you know, two reasons. You made the kid more famous, and, it says you're not really supposed to argue with people that's on your level. It's a saying that a wise man should never argue with fools, because from far away, no one can tell who is who. So you shouldn't argue with a child neither, because now, in hindsight, to many and to the universe in a lot of ways, you put yourself on that child's level. So, like I said, it's always two sides of the story. I'm also one of the voices for the community, and I believe that we have to draw the line in the sand of what's right and what is wrong, because I feel like everyone is just all over the place, and no one has any type of sense of correction and want for a real, true, better world to live in. And I'm not saying Antonio is guilty of that, but Antonio is taking a stance of, well, I gotta stand up for my people because nobody else is doing it, and I'm taking that stance with Antonio. But as far as us having knowledge of who our actual enemy is and wasting our energy on people that is currently ineffective, and we actually giving them an opportunity to become more effective, sometimes we can be doing our people more harm than good, is what I'm saying in this particular matter.
The screen and just say, "Shut the fuck up. You're not cool. You're not an ambassador of the black community."
Bro, why he talking crazy though, y'all? Why is he talking crazy? I'm gonna keep it respectful though. I'm gonna keep it respectful.
Nobody cares, so shut your bitch ass up. Anyway, before
Damn, bro, he talking spicy. Damn, little bro, I got you hurt like that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I'm gonna keep it P. I ain't gonna do too much.
start going on a rant about why this guy is just like the epitome of pissing me off. Let's watch his.
I'm telling you, that was the goal of my channel. That was another goal of my channel, is to make a lot of racist folks mad. And I love it. I'm glad I'm doing it, y'all.
Is most racist video. I haven't seen it yet, so we're gonna be watching it together. I do want to say this though. I am really not looking forward to this, and I will be ranting. So if you don't want to hear a lot of fucks, bitches, and asses, I suggest you just turn the video off. But if you want to get into some meaningful dialogue, let's do it. Also, I'm going to be trying my new earbuds, so.
Stop it. Get some help.
Other white people that be like, I understand, a hit dog is always going to holler. When I make these videos talking about, racism in America or just racism in general, I get a lot of comments from other white people that be like, I understand where you coming from, bro. I got family like this.
Big shout out to all the white folks that know the time that I'm on. I love everybody. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Just to even be called a black supremacist, like I said, it's a compliment, but also I don't think black people are superior. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody got their strengths. You know what I'm saying? Type shit, yeah.
I got coworkers like this. And I feel like, bro, in a general sense, whenever I bring up that, I'm pro-black, a lot of white folks automatically think I'm anti-white or some shit. No, I think a lot of them feel this way because, back in the day when people used to mention that they were pro-white, it always meant some KKK, killing, lynching type shit. But contrary to belief, man, pro-black is pro-everybody else, man. Like I said, with the whole DEI thing, man, it benefited white women the most. Anything that is pro-black is going to benefit everyone. Anyways, y'all, man, 2025 just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Recently, there was a Turning Point USA event. If you do not know what Turning Point is, it was the foundation that Charlie Kirk founded, I believe. Erica Kirk was there, a whole bunch of celebrities, and even the vice president spoke, and he had this to say.
In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
Let's see what he got to say.
And if you're an Asian, you don't have to talk around your skin color when you're applying for college, because we judge people based on who they are, not on ethnicity and things they can't control.
I just want to say right here, there's nothing wrong with what JD Vance just said, so I don't know how this racist-ass piece of shit is going to try and do that. I personally am not a fan of Trump's administration right now, so I don't know what racist stuff this dude is gonna say. Clearly he hates that. I mean, he's just saying that he's pro-everybody, but this dude, JD Vance, who I am not personally a big fan of, I am not a big fan of the Trump administration. There's a couple things I like very few things that I like, but ultimately I don't like Trump as a president, and JD Vance is a little better. He's good for a Republican. But
we're gonna talk about JD Vance in this video, but JD Vance he's probably worse. He condemns racism, and I'm gonna show you an example later, but yeah.
But not my favorite. But even I could point out what he just said. There was nothing wrong with what he just said. And for the most part, their administration is not racist. As much as negative things I could say about it, everything that...
Let's bring up some receipts. Do y'all remember the Young Republican Party? Let's watch.
While this is truly disturbing, although I can't say I'm surprised, thousands of private messages reveal the true feelings of young Republicans in group chats, talking about how they love Hitler, talking about sending people to the gas chamber.
Wow. So they got group chats talking about this stuff, how they want to put people in gas chambers and things like that. And we supposed to just sit back, not say or do nothing about it, because let's be honest, we way past due for doing, as a community. But I'm not promoting any violence. Me or my people, I don't feel like as a culture, we're not even in a position to try and maneuver in a violent way. Not collectively anyway. And we would be in a position like we was in slavery times, where we just do a bunch of mini revolts. And that's what would happen until they let us go again. And that's the position we are currently in. We're not that far off. We don't have the majority. We don't have the weapons. So that is not even realistic for us as a black culture. Meanwhile, white people was over here taking their money, using it, and preparing for things like this, gas chambers. And this is the next generation. This is what our children gonna have to deal with. So somebody gotta speak out and say something. And even to the people that's watching that may be of Caucasian descent or white descent, listen, this is not about hate. And a lot of white people would agree that black people should have a space to feel free and feel safe. And we're not feeling that way. So I know a lot of white people that support black people and support the fact that we do have things that we're gonna go through on a regular daily basis that they simply not gonna go through. And for the ones who don't understand that, those are the ones you leave where they at. You don't have to be around them and you don't have to talk to them. And if they disrespect you to your face, you have the right to defend yourself. And even if you don't have the right, do it anyway.
Um, are you going to do whatever it takes? I'm ready to watch people burn now. They are looking for blood.
So this happened, right? And the group chat was full of like 30, 40-year-olds, late 20s. And this is what JD Vance had to say about this whole situation.
I'm sorry, focus on the real issues. Don't focus on what kids say in group chats. The reality is that kids do stupid things, especially young boys. They tell edgy, offensive jokes. Like, that's what kids do. And I really don't want us to grow up in a country where a kid telling a stupid joke, telling a very offensive stupid joke, is cause to ruin their lives.
Now, y'all, the kids that you're talking about are these guys right here. And the youngest was 24, the same age as me. Grown men. We're grown. The oldest is probably 40. So, yeah.
We are literally regressing as a society. And for one, bro, I have never in my life heard a white person say that they feel bad or sorry for being white. In fact, dog, a lot of them can't even admit the bare minimum that slavery was bad. Have y'all heard any of these?
Do you know why? Okay, look, this is his problem, is because he's one of those people that thinks white people are just all oppressors and that black people are victims.
Don't think that.
And they're mistreated and blah, 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 blah. White people are scared of being white nowadays because the pendulum has swung back. There is absolutely nothing that, like, you could be proud of being Hispanic. You could be proud of being black. You could be proud of literally being anything dark. But if you are proud of being white or being an American or being a male, you are a racist, bigot, homophobic.
And why is that the case? You know what I'm saying? Why is that? Let's go back in history. Anytime we heard someone say, I'm proud to be white, what was it tied to? Racism, the KKK, white power, Nazis. What was that tied to, my boy? Racism. So y'all claim to be so smart but can't see the correlation to things. You can be proud to be white, but at one point in time when you were proud to be white, it was negative everything else. So that's why people look at it that way. Is it so hard to understand that?
That's the world we live in right now, and he refuses to see it because he wants to live in his little victim world. Because black people always.
It's so crazy how they all have the same talking points. I'm a victim. We're.
It's amazing how black people are victims, but they never talk about how when things actually happen that they start, like, it's a name, it's called Karen, that they'll start something and act like something happened to them. This is something that's well known, well documented. They have a name. It's called the Karen. Even it's to the point where even if anybody, any color, any race start acting in a way where they're the victim, they call them the Karen. That's not a name that is part of the black culture. It's not. Sorry, young man. And I don't really want to dive into this too much because I'm not big on, giving too much exposure to things that are not gonna help us, right? So everything about it, what I talk about is what's relevant to the urban community. It's not about being a victim. It's not about being better than white folks because actually I'm a filmmaker and I have to do collabs. I collab with people from all different type of races, cultures, and creeds. But what I will not put up with is being mistreated because I just I'm just that soft. I'm just a punk that much that you just gonna treat me how you feel like it. Well, then that's where the line gets drawn. And I think that every black man coming up in the world should have that line. And any man in the world should have that line, not just black, honestly. Let me say that. Everyone should have a line that you don't just let people cross, because it'll be a way more respectable world if that happens. Um, Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about Antonio Talks being called out for being a black supremacist. And do y'all think that he should have took the stance of actually exposing this young man and putting him all over the internet with his 87,000 subscribers, and this kid is only getting 17 views? What do y'all think? Do y'all think that racism is at an all-time high right now since slavery is itself? Because that's my personal opinion. My personal opinion that I think that the new generation of young men coming up are gearing up to really want to harm black men and young black women. And I also think the other cultures don't mind moving out the way and sitting back and falling back. But that is also why we're in the predicament we're in. And right now it's tension between the Spanish and black communities because of everything that's happening with ICE, and it's just a bunch of stuff. But y'all let me know down in the comments, do y'all feel like Antonio Talks is a racist or a supremacist, a black racist or a black supremacist? I don't think so, but y'all can let me know down in the comments. This is Frederick the Mayor. I never forget to say my prayers, and I hope you don't neither. And y'all already know the vibes. I'ma holla at y'all.